Oh, hey team. Welcome back to Starbirds, where we are off to Sector 3, as we just cleared up all of Sector 2. Need to complete Sector 3, reach Station Level 14 without purchasing more than one of each production building, reach a score of 52, reach a score of 52 without upgraded buildings. So all these rewards that I'm getting are pretty much good for nothing so far. Sector 3, reach for the stars. What a strange little rock. How about we call it Strangelet? Excellent notion, Yoke. So Stella, do I understand correctly that this Strangelet originated from a different star system? Yes, I've never seen isotope ratios like this before. This material must come from a place with vastly different conditions than Sublina. Incredible, something truly out of this world. Let's go there. Where do I sign up? Traveling to another star system? Do you even know what you're chirping about? That's unprecedented. Haven't we been working on a starship for some time now, Ruth? Aye, Captain, the laser sail prototype is just about done. Just a few more resources from this sector and we can finish up and give her a test run. Prototype, test run. Oh, stars above. But I do want to find out more about those readings. Victory. We need lasers and mirrors. The laser sail ship is missing mirrors and lasers, which need more production steps. Click on their icon quest. Click on the icons in the quest to proceed. The wiki displays the required buildings and materials needed to craft the resources. Click on them to find out more. We got uranium. That's simple enough. Glass is simple enough. That's a lot. Well, let's just start somewhere and wing it from there. Glass is quartz. Quartz is silicone and water, which unfortunately only comes from two places. Not a great mix-up to start, that's for sure. Okay, so what we need is to figure out... This one has 3 landing spots. That's not what I wanted to do. Just wanted to go back. This one has 3 landing spots as well. Not the best place to put up production lines. This one has 4. And this one has a bucket. 5. This is where we're putting up production lines. And it even has... It even has uranium. Okay, so our big to-do at the moment is get water to there. Yeah? Seems like a plan. Does this also mean I can't do more than one of these in the spaceship? Are we good? Like, what's the dealio? We need oxygen now. But we can't do more than one production, making this extremely weird. Definitely making me work for it, huh? Only to level 3. This is gonna take a minute. Well, we could test it out and see. boy, it's gonna take forever. Alright, we need aluminum. Light alloys, acid, or quartz. Quartz comes from silicon and water in a chemical lab. Actually, that's where I wanted to go before I accidentally set down something and mess things up. Let's delete you. But I can't. Damn it. He almost did it right there. Okay, good. We're making our way, slowly. What's next? Glass we can do. Because glass is just... Yeah, see, I would have messed that up. Because I would have put another one down. And I'd have been like, damn it. 5 more levels. We can do it. Eye of the tiger. We need acid. Don't know what the crucible is, don't care for the moment. I know acid requires the refinery, I'm pretty sure. It requires the chemical plant, which is sulfur and water. Sulfur and water. Where can we pick up sulfur? That works. Sulfur and water. To a chemical plant. Okay. Now what? We need lasers. Light alloy. What are you? You're crucible with aluminum and silicone. Aluminum and silicone. How about that? Our brand new crucible will be mixing alloys and ceramics in no time, but not without energy. Energy? I thought you'd never ask. Let's research solar panels. Excited to see the crucible in action. And that requires glass. And then glass requires what? Quartz. Quartz requires silicone and water. Brother. Back to needing that water over to here. Silicone water into you gets us back to glass. Alright, we got the solar panels. Solar panels provide power. Drag them from the menu bar into a sunny area, then connect them to the building that needs energy. Understandable. Back to, what do we need? Aluminum. And then we just gotta power it on. You can even connect several panels so long as you do it in a series, as you get more voltage, but current stays the same. We get it, Sally, you're smart, but quit standing in my sunlight. We need every volt we can get. In a series. And then over to... Well, why are we making ash? What am I getting wrong here? I swore it was water and... Still, it must have just been in the pipe. Gotta clean your pipes, giggity. Okay. That's corridors done. We need two more. What do we need? Mirrors and lasers. What do mirrors come from? Glass. Oh, this could get weird and obnoxious. Glass into... Glass into light alloy into optics factory. Power it up. And then we will need a landing pad. And then we will need water. I think I might have been ahead of myself there, just a little bit. We need silicone. Into what? Chemical plant, water. Can you give me you? Thank you. Into you, and then you, and then you. Hell yeah. Wish there was a way to split pipes so we could send glass to multiple places at once from the same refiner. I tried this with the pipe hub for my neutron accelerator beam. Perhaps you can research it for this purpose. Pipe splitting. Let's give it a try. Place a pipe hub near your production site. Well, first, let me deal with what I want to deal with, because this is obnoxious. We only have one more to go. Okay, now I just gotta figure out lasers. Glass and uranium into optics factory. So glass and uranium into optics factory. Ruthlessly efficient. Reach 14 without producing more than one of each production building. Fantastic. Now we just gotta figure out how the hell to get the rest of this done. Which is no doubt going to be entirely obnoxious. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to go from the top. We know for a fact the most annoying things are probably going to be lasers, glass into light alloy. Glass requires quartz, silicone, and water. Now we know for sure that this is our biggest production place because it has 5 landing sluts. The question is, how do we want to approach this? First and foremost, how about glass? Let's start there. silicone and water into a chemical plant. To a refiner. Okay, so that's lasers. Pretty sure we'll only need one laser to get the job done. At least I'm hoping so. Because if it's more than one laser, holy shit. Mirrors are going to be just as tedious. So glass into light alloys, into mirrors, into another optics factory. Light alloys come from aluminum and silicone. Aluminum and silicone into crucible. And then what, into another optics factory? Yeah, I can see this is going to be a pain in the ass. Like, all the way into the ass. "100% Asius Maximus." And then what, it needs a... Not you, get out of the way. Not doing that right, am I? Could have swore it was... No, it's not uranium. It's... glass. There. Okay. That should get us 2 mirrors. I was gonna say, that better... One of them better tier 3 that bitch. Be wild if it didn't. Okay. Now we take it down. What else do we need? Light alloys. That's going to be a pain in the ass, so let's do that. Which requires, what? Another crucible. Which doesn't really give us many good places to do that. Does it? What the hell did I do? What the hell did I do? What is that? What is that noise? Stop that. God, that was horrific. Why does that count for 2 power? Interesting. Little solar spot or something? Okay. That should be what? Alloys? Please God, don't need more than one of those. No shot that it needs 2 light alloys. Dear God. Nah, it's gonna need like 3. There's no great way for me to go about that, is there? There could be. Let's get all these placed. This is getting ridiculous. Problem is the power. We got the power. It's a mess, but it's my mess. And we'll accept it. Now here's a valid question. Is there a way for me to work in water? And boy, I'm gonna say probably not. There is a way for me to work out silicone, though. Wait, is there any other uranium fields? Because that could also be a problem. There is not. Okay, so that settles what we gotta do with that last landing pad. And any more landing pads, really. You know, actually, I might have been able to. Let's find how it is then. Let's just do that. That is a whole mess, isn't it? Brother. We have more silicone, though, so we're not completely out of luck. Because we need quartz, which is silicone and water. This is going to be a pain in the ass. Why do we not have any money? Come on. We're working on the quartz, damn it. This is going to be an effort. I didn't realize how much thinking I was going to have to do. My brain no work this good. My brain bigly burnt right now. Brain bigly burnt. No good think. Much owie to the noggin. much big owie to noggin. Yeah, that's a pain in the ass. Do we need 2 or 3 quartz producers? I forget. I'm hoping it's just 1 glass and 1 quartz, or 2 quartz. I do think that was the breakdown, wasn't it? Nope, it was 2 glass, 2 quartz. Well, that should hopefully do it. Alright, good stuff. Now we gotta figure out acid. We love figuring out acid. Sulfur and water. Which is perfectly fine right here. Coming from a chemical plant. Sulfur and water. Doubt 1 is going to be enough, but let's test it and see. Nope, I'm going to need 2. They're just annoying enough to make it a pain in my ass with the placement. Okay, I think that's all productions out of the way. So now it's just basic resources, which is hella easy. And shouldn't take as much time to clean up at all. Yeah, the conundrum of silicone, though, right? Especially with few places to actually get it to. Base. It actually works. No, it does not. Sulfur. I like the old build menu better when we didn't have the multiple tabs. If I'm being for reals for a second. That should do it. Oh, we didn't even need to get everything to... Shit, we didn't even need to get everything to 5 stars, or 3 stars. I mean, that's like a goddamn Michelin restaurant, huh? Now I'm just doing it for the kicks. Now I'm just doing it because why not? Complete Sector 3, 98%. I think we're good here. To the victory! We did it. After all those calculations, the laser sail ship is finally ready. Only a 0.001% chance of the sail melting and everyone frying. Don't you mean a 99.999% chance of success? Alright, I'm ready to see our new ship get lasered into space. I've been working overtime to get those cryo eggs ready. Yoke, you're such a tiny flapper. Can I stash some of my greenery in yours? That's fine, I have the coziest egg of... That's fine, I'll have the coziest egg of all. Come on, guys, let's get going, unless you want to arrive a couple decades later. Get it together now, this is the moment of truth! To the cryo eggs crew. We will close our eyes here in our home system, but when we open them again, we'll face the unknown, generating forward momentum. Oh no, they're doing the whole Ixion thing.
Tucked into their cryo eggs, our crew will leave the rest of the birds behind. Those who remain will tell their hatchlings of the incredible mission they once shared. The solar sail unfolds to its full size of 5.9 square kilometers,
That's
reflecting
big.
the light of their home star as a final farewell, before they accelerate into the darkness.
Yeah, not a bad bit of technology.
For 96 years, our birds slept through the silence of space. But this calmness ends
96
now.
years.
Rise and shine, and welcome to Ravsicle. This really should have been a warm and cozy place, but a shroud of interstellar dust has settled around this F-type star. It's reduced Ravsicle's light to a permanent sunset, dragging temperatures below freezing all across the system. But even as feathers fluff and beaks chatter, when it comes to closing in on the strange mystery, the birds are getting warmer.
Yeah. Okay then. We did sector... well... we did part of Sector 3. Ooh, we did part of Sector. And we still got 3.1. Strange formations. Complete Sector 3.1. Reach a score of 45. Without upgrading any buildings? Really? Bruh. This is going to be tedious, isn't it? This is going to be a headache of headaches. Excavation hub. Okay, we need an excavation hub. Is there nothing on this? There is nothing on this planet. Okay then. Okay then. How do I get to you? Like that. Oh, well, this is weird. Is it just one size? Because that's not great if it is. What do we need for the gym? Magnesium. don't think one can keep up with 6, as we discussed previously. Lab gem, solar sails. What do you need? Silicone. As previously discussed, don't think it can handle 6 doodads in one place. Not a big fan of how these things connect in this weird setup. Definitely some strange formations, though, I'll give it that. It was accurate. What do we need? Copper. We need money. What was I working on? I mean, I can kind of... What the hell is that? I can kind of tell what we're supposed to do on this map already. God damn, is it going to be annoying. Super obnoxious. It's like I can kinda see it already. I know I'm not gonna like it. No, that's just, yeah, I don't like this map for this weirdness that it's doing while trying to connect these things. Not a big fan of that. Brother. Some of it just so easy and connects so smoothly, and others are like, nah, ought to be super weird, dude. Like this, what the hell's that? Okay, so all these are pumping. Almost to tier 3. From one platform, it just can't quite make that mark, huh? Let's make a test case out of aluminum. We have 6. They're just halted on production. It can almost do it, but not quite. Which puts us at 28 stars. Not what I want. Treasury needs quartz. We're gonna take this back. 'Cause I know what it wants me to do. I can see it. Oh, brother. Welcome to my hell. Why can't I build? Where is the extraction site? Alright, so that's done. They need a ceramic, which is aluminum into carbon, into a crucible. How do we want to attack that? Ceramic is aluminum, carbon. Carbon is methane and oxygen. Why do I see keep putting a T on oxygen? Yeah, I know what you want me to do. Water. Water into oxygen. Water and silicone. What if we do that part first? What if we go ahead and we just work out water, silicone into what? Quartz? Methane and oxygen, not methane and water. Free. Okay, methane. Oh, good lord. Like 11 of them to do. Probably should just work on this first, and then finish the quest. Because holy shit. Lasers, hydrocarbons. What gets to hydrocarbons is methane, and in another... another methane. Okay. Water and ceramic or acid. And acid comes from an annoyance, I'll tell you that. Acid comes from what? Needs sulfur in all cases, so sulfur, let's destroy these pipes. What the hell did I just do? In all cases, we'll need sulfur to here. Okay, so that should be acid. That should get us a lab. We are coming to the annoying stuff. Yes, since we need ceramics, let's figure that out. It's oxygen, remember? No, of course I don't, but I'll take my word for it. crucible. Damn it. Yeah, get your ceramics in. Solar panel. What is this? Sunglasses. Glass and ash. In a optics factory. Got a crucible over there. I'm dumb. Wait, what gets us ash? It's just putting things in a refinery that don't belong, right? Could be mistaken on that, but I don't think I am. Refinery, incompatible resource. Yeah, okay. So we do... What hell is this? Power issues. Not a shift build function. Victory. We need station level 10 and 20 power output. Well, we got station level 17, so I think we're well on our way. Did not mean to do that. We got glass. We need oxygen. Where do we get you from? Crucible. From aluminum. Do. And silicone. Right? My brain, it hurts. My brain bigly hurts. Okay, so aluminum, silicone, and a crucible. Was not wrong with that idea. With this many levels, one might think you'd be able to get it done just from basic resources, really. Quartz is what? Glass is what? Glass is quartz. Quartz is silicone and water. Mirror is glass and light alloy. In an optics factory, which is my hell right now. Almost there. Just so many more levels. So many more levels. Well, we did this, so we can do it again. Pretty sure. It's just glass and ash. Inside what? Inside an optics factory. Brother, you're really trying my patience with this bullshit. I'm being dead for real right now. Holy shit. Oh my god. Like, no shot. With these stupid ass combinations. You're like, really, really, really. Oxygen, not water. I did it again. Should be carbon. Ceramic is what? Crucible. Plastics is what? Hydrocarbons? Hydrocarbons. It's so dumb. So many chains. Oh god, it's pure just annoyance at this point. Wildly obtuse. Get out of my way. I don't need money right now. I need sanity. Okay, so methane. It'll be Meth, can I have just a spot, please? I don't really give a shit where. It'll be methane. Into that. Into that. Goes to there. This is such a disaster of logistics to try to get this damnable thing functioning properly. Okay. And then we just need mirrors. Mirrors and then lasers. We can do this. We can eye on the tiger. We're almost there, I promise. Okay, what do we need? Mirrors is light alloy. Light alloy comes from silicone. And the crucible. Which comes from way over yonder. And then we just need lasers and we're good. Which is uranium and glass inside an optics factory. It's not a problem, we can do that. Uranium boys, where you at? Uranium takes the spot of silicone. And then with that, okay. So we have 36 stars at the moment. Let's just delete all this nonsense because this is wildly obtuse. Guess I could just control click, huh? Where does it put us if we go back to this? We need what? We need 3 stars. You're being just a little cheeky shit, aren't you? What gets us acid? Acid is sulfur and methane or water or carbon. Could we use goop? Could we use goop and ash as a booster, you think? I wonder if we can. Or I wonder if it would work if we did this, maybe. Close. But definitely not enough. It's right there, it's so close. We can taste it. It's right there. We bring in methane and sulfur to the main rock. How bad does that hurt us? Pretty significantly. Stop decreasing. Why is that such a hard decrease? Holy crap. If we do that... What am I doing with my life right now? Yeah, that brings us back up to 44. What if we goop it? Think the gooping work? Or the ashen? Does not count. Or it's because water dropped. You dirty son of a bitch, go back up. Brother, that's so dirty. It's like, tee hee hee. That's fine, we have ways of making you work. It's gonna be obtuse. We can be obtuse too. Don't you? Boom. Sometimes you just gotta use cheap tricks, you know what I mean? Don't sleep on that ash and that goop. If it works, it works. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I don't know why it says I played that for an hour when I sure as hell did not. did I? Anyway, that's good enough, because once we hit the power mark, we're done. Which should be easy to do since we got a whole bucket of solar plants. And a weird little sunspot right here. Still need 6 more. How does that not have? There we go. Misclicked that. Got it. Alright, we're golden. That is Sector 3 accomplished. Good stuff, making me work for it. But y'all stay safe out there, and have a good one.